Hey amazing hackers, I'm TORHAT from HM Cyber Academy. We are going to continue with our incredible web hacking series. Here, you're going to learn hacking or you'll die trying. So let's get started. Previously, we have done Natas 17. We have found out password for Natas 17. So let's log into password Natas 17. Alright. Alright, it looks like it's gonna check something. Okay, it's gonna check for username and it returns nothing. Oh my god. So let's type Natas 18. Does it return anything? It returns nothing. In Natas 15, we have some response here, like we user exists or user doesn't exist. So we are not getting any kind of response here. So we need to check if it is vulnerable to SQL injection. So it is still outputting nothing. Even if it is throwing some error, we might not be getting anything. Okay, so let's try to add some queries here. Okay, so we need to comment out the rest of the things. Okay, so between this and this, let's try to keep sleep. Okay, sleep 5 seconds. Okay, so why do you need to keep this? We are just guessing that this is MySQL. Okay, so if you see cheat sheet ports figure, so we want to test the response using time. Okay, so some kind of time based response. Okay, time delays. So we are going to try and select this one. Okay, so we are expecting is to be MySQL. Okay, so we are ending the query. The query may look something like this. Okay, let's stop this. Select star from users where username equals to username here. Okay, it might be double quote because we previously had double quotes. So here we are going to give some name. Okay, so this might be the query. So what we are trying to do now is add something here. Okay, let me add something here. Okay, we will add some name and we will close this with this, and we are going to add and sleep 5. Okay, and we want to comment out the rest of the query. Okay, so something like this. So this seems to be a valid query, and this needs to be executed on the server side. If it is a MySQL, then it is going to execute with this. If it is not MySQL, we need to try something else. Okay, so if we comment out this, so all of this will be ignored. Okay, so this will be ignored. All right, so let's try this and we'll see how it goes. 1 2 3 4 5. It's gonna take even more time than 5 seconds. That's even better, right? So it is going to respond to this query, but it is giving similar output. There is no change in the output. So we need to depend on time delays to further do this. Okay, so we need to add this thing for sure. So we need to add one more, and we need to add some query here. Okay, this needs to be true, and this needs to be true, and this needs to be so what happens is, if these two are true, only then this needs to be executed. Okay, so it should look something like this. So this is true. So if you know about AND gates, so this also needs to be true. Only then this will execute. Okay, this doesn't return anything, but this has to be executed. Okay, so only the, if let's say if this is false, okay, the first one is false and true and true. Okay, now what happens is, if this is false, then this doesn't execute at all. Okay, so all of this will be ignored by the AND gate. Okay, so only if the first one is true and if the second one is false, let's say this is true and false and true, because sleep 5 will always execute. Okay, so if this is the case, then let's say this will be ignored, right? So we need to highlight this with red. So if this is the case, this will definitely return some true, and it is going to check if this one is also true. Since this is false, so this will be ignored. Okay, so in this case, this time delay will be 0. Okay, so this is how we want it, and this query we need to execute it as true, either true or false. Okay, since this is always true, so we are not going to get this kind of reply. Okay, we are going to get either this, which executes 5-second sleep, or this, which doesn't execute 5-second sleep, and it will return instantly. Okay, so to understand this, let's use 1 equals to 1, and we'll see how it is. Okay, since this is always true, it is going to take 5 seconds, and if it is false, let's say 1 equals to 2 is false, it is going to reply instantly. Okay, you see the difference, right? I hope you get it. So let's write this query in such a way that it response is either true or false. Okay, so what we need is, we are going to need some query here. Okay, so here what we can do is, we can select length of password just like we did before. We want to find the length of password. Okay, so if you have seen previous lab, which is Natas 15, which is not Natas 16, but it is 15. Okay, so if you have seen this, it is definitely going to reply something. Okay, so the length of password equals to some value. Okay, this we need to brute force it. So what password is this? So we need to mention that this password will be from users. Okay, where username equals to Natas 18, right? So it is going to check this password in this table. Okay, and in this table there is a username called Natas 18. Okay, beside this Natas 18 there is some password, and we are checking the length of its password. Okay, this is going to return false because length of the password is not equals to 1. So this doesn't execute. Okay, this doesn't execute. Right, let's play this. As you can see, it replied instantly. Okay, so this time we are going to capture this. Okay, let's go to proxy, intercept, capture, send it to repeater. We are going to perform our checks here, and once we are okay with it, we are going to send it to intruder for brute force attack. So for in this case, we have already constructed a valid SQL syntax. Okay, so we just need to brute force it to know the password length. Okay, so let's send it to intruder, scroll down, clear, and this is the one we need to brute force, right? So password equals to, okay, this percentage 3D refers to equals to. As you, if you hover over it, it will show the whole syntax. Okay, so the length of password equals to 1 from users. Okay, so try to understand URL encoding, it will help you a lot. Okay, so we need to add this to the payload, and let's go to payloads, and simple list, it's not simple list, it's numbers, sequence from 1 to 40. Okay, this is just a random number that I have kept. Okay, step 1, so it is going to check if the length of password is 1, if the length of password is 2, if the length of password is 2, 3, until 40. Okay, if the length of password matches the exact value, then it is going to sleep for 5 seconds. Okay, so for that we need to actually give 1 second at a one request at a time. Okay, so try to understand this. If we give too many requests, the other requests may be delayed. Okay, let's say if the password is length is like 32 or 33, the other request which we have sent 10 concurrent requests will be delayed. Okay, so that might be an issue in time delays, so you can send only one request at a time. Right, let's start the attack. All these requests have responded very quickly. So what we need to do is we need to check the time it takes. Okay, so column time of day, no, not this one. Response received. All right, yeah, this is the one. As you can see, other responses have a lot more delay, but this one has more than 5-second delay. Okay, this is shown in milliseconds, so 5-second delay. Okay, only this one has 5-second delay, others have replied very instantly. Okay, right, so what we can do is, as we have identified the number of characters here, so let's note this down. We have 32 chars, okay, in the password. Right, let's close this. Let's rephrase this, okay, to something like substring. Okay, so let's go to cheat sheet and let's see the substring. Okay, substring, this is the syntax for MySQL substring. As we have already discussed, substring will give a part of a string. Okay, just like FOO or OBA or something like that. Okay, so in this case it is going to reply fourth position, and starting from fourth position two characters. Okay, so it's going to reply, this is the fourth position, and from fourth positions 2 characters, so it is going to reply BA. So if you take this and use it in our payload, it should look something like this. So you can use caps or small letters, it doesn't matter. Okay, substring, and in this case we are giving password. Okay, and here we need to give first position 1 character. Okay, from users, where username equals to this, and the output is some character. Okay, this whole thing will output a single character, that is in first position 1 character. Okay, this whole string here will return that, this whole statement will return that. So we are going to compare it with a character. Okay, so a single character, something like this, and if it doesn't accept this, then it is going to ignore this. Okay, if the output of this is not equals to A, then it is going to reply with 0 sleep. Okay, it is not going to be executed because this is false. Okay, if this is false, this is going to reply instantly. If it is true, then it is going to take 5-second delay. Okay, so this is what we want. So we are going to copy this, and we are going to intruder, payloads, remove everything, paste this, and we are going to add this one to the payload. Okay, this is the position. So password position, either first character or second character or third character. Each character we are going to compare it with this. Okay, so this is what we are adding and this is what we want to add. Okay, the whole thing needs to be URL encoded. Okay, so this is done. And the next thing what we need to do is this, we need to brute force it numbers, and this we need to brute force it with alphanumeric values. Okay, so first one is this 32. Second one is going to be sorry, we need to change it to cluster bomb because we have multiple payloads. Okay, so cluster bomb and first one we have already set. Second one we need to set it to brute forcer, and we also need to add all the caps. Okay, A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y Z. All right, so this we need to change it to 1, this we need to change it to 1. So these many payloads, like this many requests is going to send, and resource pool set it to 1, right? And we don't have any output. Okay, so we don't need to worry about this. So let's run it and we'll see what happens. This is going to cause some error because we are using a brute forcer without ASCII context. Okay, so if you check for ASCII, it is going to be something like this, because this small a and capital A is irrelevant in MySQL. Like these both are same in the context of MySQL, but if you see its decimal values, these are different, right? Okay, so we need to change our query in small way. Okay, so this we are copying and pasting it here. Instead of this, we are going to use some other statement like this, like binary. So what this is going to do is it is going to check the binary values of this one and compare it with this one. Okay, so then it is going to reply either it is capital A or small a. Okay, only then it is going to reply properly. So if you see this, as you can see, response received, some have already returned. Interesting. So I'm going to pause it for a while. Okay, so we'll see how it goes, and once it is done, I'm gonna unpause it. Okay, so we're gonna resume it. We have not completed the scan yet, but this is what we are afraid of, like the capital A and small a at the same position number 31. Okay, so it is not understanding, like it doesn't have restrictions with capital letters or small letters. We need to explicitly tell MySQL that we are looking for binary values of that request. Okay, so we are going to change this payload. We are going to stop this. Okay, and we will go to payloads, positions. Okay, and instead of %3d, we have to keep like binary. Okay, as we discussed before, like binary space, right? So control U to URL encoded. So as you can see, this is what we have done. Okay, so now we can run the attack and we can see either we are getting a capital letter or small letter. Okay, so let's start it. We don't have to change anything else. Resource pool set to 1. Okay, let's start it, and I'm going to pause it for a while. Okay, and for this payloads, you are going to need this column. Okay, response received. Okay, here you got it, and as you can see, I think we've already got one payload response, which is 5 seconds. Okay, this one, right. And we'll wait for some time. The scan is finished and we were able to identify unique 32 characters, which is our password. Okay, so now we don't have to worry about caps or small letters. Okay, so what we can do is first set the order based on the response received. Okay, so this is what you need to do first. So since we have kept a 5-second response, okay, so it is going to be more than 5 seconds. So till here, other responses are very close to 1 second or 2 seconds or even less than that. Okay, so these are 32 responses that we have got. So first you need to highlight these things, okay, based on any color you desire. Okay, so highlighted this, and second thing you need to do is show only highlighted items. Okay, so once you have done this, so you get only 32 characters, and now you need to set based on payload. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5, so this is your password. So get your and try to type the password. So it's as simple as that. So N8N EDUU RX G8 KF G PV8 4. Then scroll down a bit. Next 16, right? So ULW V capital Z and K capital G N 6 OK J Q 6 A Q. Okay, so this is our password. So this is our 32 character password. Right, let's save this. Natas 18, and this is our password. So we need to check if this is our password. Okay, so remove this, come here, keep 18. Okay, so Natas 18 and password. Interesting. Let's recheck this one. All right, so 8N ED UU RX. Let me copy this and we'll see the text length. It is 33 characters. I think one of these characters is being repeated. Maybe this one, maybe, but we cannot say for sure. We need to check here. Oh yeah, we have multiple payloads. I think while brute forcing, something happened. Okay, so this is where we need to check actually. So Natas 18, so this might happen to you as well, so you need to better check this. Either you need to keep R for once, and the next time you keep X for once, and you need to check both. Okay, so Natas 18, sign in, no. So copy Natas 18 and you're in. So this is your password. Okay, so I don't know why this happens. Maybe while while brute forcing there might be some network issue on my side, so this might not be the same for you, but anyhow If you're getting this, try to brute force it like this and you'll get the solution. Okay, so this might be network issue from my side. All right, I hope you get it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.